Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded and it is day 3 of our June release and I have a fun shaker card to share. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's new window card mat die. They're fruit dies, they're Go Bananas stamp set along with the odds and ends Sweet Summertime Barbecued and Doodlebugs plaid polka dot 6-inch pad. And I did assemble these fruit dies off screen. And I'll talk about what those are made from and when I get there. Okay, so this is a piece of paper tray ink cardstock 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25 inches to make an A2 sized horizontal card. And I also used the Grilling with My Gnomies brand new stamp set from Jaded Blossom. Okay, so there we go. Using my Teflon bone folder, working on a Stampin' Up! Pad. Now I have a piece of cardstock. And this is Harvest Gold Paper Tray Ink cardstock. And I'm going to, cut a strip using my Fiskars trimmer, just a 1-inch strip. And then I'm going to cut a 3/4 inch strip of this polka dot plaid polka dot rainbow petite print 6-inch pad from Doodlebug. And I'm going to add these to the inside. So I'm going to add a strip of ATG tape. Then I'm going to add that 1-inch strip of Harvest Gold Paper Tray Ink cardstock. There we go. And then I'll add the 3/4 inch strip with ATG tape of that plaid polka dot. It's kind of in a nice aqua color. There we go. And then I will trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. There we go. Kind of fun, right? I'm just going to rescore that. And then I'm going to get it organized to stamp the sentiment on the inside of the card. Now this sentiment is from the Go Bananas stamp set. There we go. And I'm going to be adding that cute little ephemera piece from Doodlebug with some art glitter glue. And that is from the Sweet Summer Odds and Ends, sorry. Sweet Summer Odds and Ends. There we go. It's a little glass of lemonade. Then I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says, hoping your birth, I think it says, I hope your birthday is so fresh, something like that. And I'm going to use VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink to stamp that on the inside of my card. I like to try and remember to do the inside of my card, stamp it before I start decorating the outside, but a lot of times, sometimes I don't remember, but there we go. Oh, it's hope your birthday is so fresh. That's what it says. There we go. Using my Misty to stamp that, which is always a good thing. You can stamp it more than once to get a really good image. Okay, now I've got I've got a Secure White Jelly Roll pen in a number 10. I'm just going to add a few little freckles and highlights to this little glass of lemonade. How cute is that? Right? There we go. Now I went ahead and I cut out the brand new window card mat die using Paper Tray Inks Harvest Gold again. Sometimes you get some of those little hangers on, those little wispy pieces of paper. I'm just using a nail sponge to kind of wipe those off because they drive me crazy. I hate that. Anyway, so I did all my die cutting today with my Gemini as per usual. So now I'm pulling out score tape. This is in 1/8 inch. And I'm just going to run that along all of these little panes. I'm going to be making a shaker card out of this today. Just one way to use this neat background die. There we go. And then I will make sure that the, the score tape is stuck down well. So when I peel off the relief paper, it'll come off clean. So now I'm going to just use a pencil to sort of trace out the sentiment that I stamped onto Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock with that same VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. And I'm just going to trim with a little bit of a border. I just want to make sure that this fits perfectly behind the window where I'd like to put it. There we go. I'm just sort of lining it up. I'm just going to erase that pencil line and then I will stick my sentiment down. So when life gives you lemons make lemonade. Oops, you see, that's what happens when you don't push down your score tape well enough. You can sort of pull up the paper. There we go. So I'm just making sure I do that. And then I will peel it up so I can add this little sentiment in place before I add the acetate for my shaker card. So easy stuff. I just love this new die. I think it's going to be great. Perfect for an A2 size card. Lots of fun. And then all the little relief window panes also have the stitching. So those would be fun for, you know, different things. I'm hoping to use those yellow ones that I, you know, cut out. I do cut this window pane out twice just so I have another layer, and you'll see that in a minute. There we go. So I'm just lining that up, and I'm going to stick it down on my sentiment. There we go. And then I'm going to add a few more pieces of score tape just to make sure it sticks down well to my acetate. There we go. And then I'll peel off the relief paper. And then I'm going to stick it down to some acetate. And it's just from a paper pad. It's like the covering from a paper pad. And I'm just going to, you know, cut myself a piece that's just a little bit larger than that little window pane. I'll stick it down, and then I'll just trim the edges. That way I don't have to line anything up. I can just trim it. And makes it easier on myself. So you want to make sure everything's stuck down really well. And then go ahead and trim your edges with a pair of scissors, right? It's pretty easy because acetate cuts so easily, right? There we go. And I'll trim that all out. And then I will be getting my shaker ready. So I'm going to glue this other layer of this window pane, cut it out of that same gold cardstock. So I'm just going to run a bead along there with that art glitter glue. There we go. And then I'm going to add it on the back of this. There we go. I'm just giving it a little bit more strength because I will be popping this up to allow some room, you know, for my shaker bits to shake. There we go. And I will weight it down with an acrylic block. Okay, so now I'm using Derice foam strips. I'm not sure if this company still sells these, but a lot of other companies sell these foam strips. They're really easy when you're making, you know, making a shaker card. So I'm just going to add one layer, and I'm just going to run these all along all of these little window panes. You want to butt up your ends because you don't want your little shaker bits to come flying out. So I'm just going to run it all along this window pane. There we go. And then I'm going to make a very easy shaker card. There we go. And like I said, this is easy peasy. Now you'll see beside me on the right there, I'm going to be using that same plaid polka dot rainbow petite prints in that kind of pretty aqua color behind the window. Just because, you know, I think yellow and aqua go together so well. It just looks really pretty. It gives a hint of pattern. You know, that's the nice thing I like about the rainbow petite prints. They have a hint of pattern, but really they read as a solid, right? So I'm just trimming off with my EK Success scissors. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding in some little shaker bits. I got these from Amazon, and they're little clay shaker bits, and they're little lemon slices. Oops, and it's stuck. Got to be careful. It can stick to that Derice tape. So I'm just going to spread them out. Then I have these sequins mix, a yellow sequins mix, and I have no idea who it's from. It's super old. So I'm just adding some yellow sequins in there. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm using Trinity Stamps, their Funfetti Love heart sprinkles. And I'm just going to pull out white and yellow hearts. And I'm going to put 3 hearts in each little section. 2 yellow and 1 white, or 2 white and 1 yellow is what I'm doing. So I'm just going to pick them out and add a few. It's fun to add these sprinkles. I kind of collect them, but then I never, like I just don't make that many shaker cards, but I do love all the shaker bits. So I've got to really make an effort to make a few more shaker cards so I can use up some of these bits. Okay, so now I'm just going to stick down this paper on the background. I'm not cutting it the same size because I will just trim it off by hand after. That way I don't have to line things up perfectly. See, so isn't that cute? Okay, so now I'm going to just trim off my back with a pair of scissors. I find it's a lot more forgiving to do it this way. Trying to line up everything perfectly with the exact same size it's hard, right? Okay, so now I'm going to stick down this whole card front onto my card base. I'm just using some art glitter glue around the edges. Then I'll use some ATG tape in the center. Oops, kind of got stuck there. Add a little bit more glue. There we go. And then I'm going to put that on my A2 size card front. There we go. A little horizontal A2 size card, right? There we go, and I'll stick it down. Isn't that cute? I just think it's super cute. There we go. Make sure it's straight. And then I will weight that down until it dries. So now I'm going to be using these 2 lemons that I put together. So they were put together with Doodlebug's yellow cardstock along with Doodlebug's dot stripe, just for the, you know, where that little lemon slice is. Nina Solar white 80-pound cardstock, you know, for the white little slices. Then I used craft cardstock, Paper Train craft cardstock for the base of the lemon, and then New Leaf cardstock for the green. I also used a little swipe of YG18 on the leaf of Copic marker, YR23 on the 2 little lemon pieces, and E18 on the stem, just to add a little something, a little shadow. Now I'm going to be using here, I use Stampin' Up! Dimensionals to pop up that lemon. And then I'm going to put this other little lemon. You'll see that I also used Secure White Jelly Roll pen and a number 10 to add a few little highlights on that lemon. There we go. And I will stick that little lemon wedge in there. There we are with some ATG tape. Kind of fun. Now I am pulling out, this is Barbecute, or no, this is it's the set that goes with Barbecute. It's called Taste of Summer Shape Sprinkles. And I'm pulling out these little lemonade, like a little lemonade picture and a little lemon slice. And then I'm pulling out Sweet Summer, or no, what's it called? Seaside Summer, sorry, Shape Sprinkles. And then there's another little glass of lemonade that I'm going to put in the upper right-hand window. Sorry, guys, there's a lot of different names. They'll all be listed on my blog, using a little pen blade to pick them up. There we go. And then I will pull a few of these little tiny enamel dots from this Shape Sprinkle set, the one that's from the Seaside Summer, it's called. I'm going to add a few little dots on this. I moved that one there. I decide I don't like them there, but I add a few of these here and there just for fun. Here I am. I'm probably going to move them. This is what I do when I'm creating a card. I kind of move things around. I like to use a pen blade to pick up my little Shape Sprinkles just to get them off that acetate sheet. I just find it easier. There we go. So I like it so far. There we go. But I'm going to pull out Bella Boulevard's epoxy hearts, and I'm going to add a yellow heart to the lemon itself. There we go. I'm going to add this little green heart. That is from Doodlebug's Barbecute Odds and Ends pack. I just glued that on the inside. And then I'm going to take 3 more hearts from the Bella Boulevard epoxy hearts, kind of in this aqua color, and I'm going to add them in a visual triangle. So 2 in the upper right, 1 in the lower left. And there you go. Now you have a cute shaker card, I think. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the team. Jaded Blossom store to get the Gotta Have It Now, and everything goes for sale a la carte starting tomorrow, and you want to come back for the hop. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure to come back tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.